Man of Interest here, and it's starting to get a bit chilly as the cold weather rolls through. But hey, that means the holiday season is upon us, and unfortunately that means a lot of annoying holiday music if you go out and about and from time to time like I do. Fortunately, it's This Week in Keyboards, and unlike the real world, I won't be playing holiday jingles all the time. This episode is brought to you by Kono.store, where you can join the group buy for the Star Wars Galactic Empire set. This is a Disney LucasArts officially licensed key set in the Star Wars Orbesh language, with the option for a full Orbesh set or having it with English sublegends. Support the Empire against rebellious traitors by grabbing a set at Kono.store. So, we have some news for this week, and it's going to be pretty exciting. Starting off is the shotgun approach for interest checks by Flawless, throwing a spaghetti of keycap colors on the wall and seeing what sticks. And for me, not too many of these stick. But here's the reasoning behind this approach. Flawless is a student currently working on his or her studies and wants to focus on that. Totally respectable and commendable. So, Flawless still has all these ideas that Flawless wants to share, and Flawless did share all of these ideas, and hoping that if one of them does become popular, a group buy runner who's done this in the past and run key sets in the past can take it over and make this set a reality. Fair enough. Personally, I like the first, 5th, and 7th key sets the best. The first one reminds me of a Warmer Triumph Adler. The 5th one, I'll just describe as interesting. And the 7th one reminds me of another set, like a Calm Solarized something. Overall, I think it's great that Flawless is willing to experiment with different colors and share them with us all. So if you have feedback, let Flawless know. Flawless looks like has been pretty active in the post in responding to a lot of people and their different inputs. Next is the group buy for SA Blah_KS in paren black white by Fireworm aka Missy G Key. This is a very simple set. It's an SA set that's all blanks. Yep, blank keycaps. Alphas, you got white or black. Mods, all black. And this is going to be manufactured by PMK. So it's great, and it's going to be very inexpensive if you want to get a very simple SA set to try out. The alphas will be the NN color for the black or the WFK for the whites. The MOQ for the alphas seems pretty low at 50 units, and the MOQ for all the other sets will range between 5 and 25 depending on the amount of keys in them. The orders will end January 6th, and you know what? It's hard to know at this point which sets will make MOQ, especially since it's the holiday season, which is the main season that people are spending money on kind of basically everything. So it's going to be very hard competition on whether or not any of these sets will actually make MOQ. But if you're interested in a inexpensive SA set, or you want to try out SA, feel free to check out the group buy. Next up, there's going to be Grab Bag Zil from PMK tomorrow. And while I personally don't agree with the concept of the grab bag, since it's essentially PMK selling their trash to people at $50 a pound, these grab bags never fail to sell out in record time. And by record time, I mean they usually sell out between like 1 and 15 minutes. They go quick. I will say though, if you're new to the community, a grab bag can be an relatively inexpensive way to try out DSA, SA, DCS, or G20 profiles all at once. You probably won't have enough for a full set of each of them, but maybe you'll have enough to fill out maybe an alphanumeric section, maybe a numpad, or maybe just a few to feel under your fingers. Alternatively, many people do buy them to sell individual keycaps for others, or to try to get the keycaps they're missing, like 1.75U shifts, when keyless keys, and a few others. I think that's the best part about this though, is that picture of Cassidy Williams. That's the kind of smile that could launch 1,000 ships. Next is something that harkens to a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Of course, I'm talking about the DSA Galactic Empire set that I mentioned earlier in the sponsor spot. This is currently running starting today on both Novelkeys and Kono.store. This set is an officially licensed set by Lucasfilm and Disney, which is amazing for this community. The last giant crossover of similar proportion was Norbauer's A Galaxy Class, which was a collab between the Star Trek IP holders Roddenberry and our community. So this set that's going to be produced will be by Signature Plastics, and will have 157 die-subbed keycaps. There's going to be 2 sets to choose from. One with full Orbesh Legends, and one with Orbesh Legends with English sub-legends. Personally, if you ask me, the full Orbesh is the way to go. Now let's move on to the novelties. The novelties are really, really cool. I mean, a few niggles about them I don't like. One is the red spacebar lightsaber? I'm going to say no. 2, Stormtrooper helmets. Why is it red on white instead of black on white? Come on. It'd be nice if they shaved a few dollars by taking out a few of those extra homing keys, because I'm pretty sure not many people are going to be using Dvorak and Colmac Orobesh layouts. So the price is going to be approximately $250 at the time of writing and producing. It's not up, so I can't say, yeah, it is $250. But the word through the grapevine is it's going to be $250, which is quite a bit. The Galaxy class with all the novelties and extra keys was $212 for context. So it's quite a bit, but it's kind of the ultimate Star Wars set if you're into Star Wars. So check it out at Con.store or Novelkeys.xyz. Next up, we have an interesting keyboard, the Tai Chi by Mickey Berry. This TKL is a wild design. Those curved front and backs, the swooped sides, recessed back bottom. Moving on to the bottom, we have 2 pieces that meet and join to create the yin and yang with the 2 weights that are either brass, steel, or aluminum, depending on your kit. A lot going on with this keyboard. Visually, there's just a lot to process. The keyboard kits range from $320 to $391 before extra parts you might want, shipping, and a PayPal fee. Of course, it's a very unique looking case. And it's not your standard rectangular box with maybe a few angled sides. Instead, it's very curvy and swoops. The keyboard will come in both WinKey and WinKeyless versions in ink black, silver red, indigo, silver gray, titanium gray, and ink black with a tint of green. Yes, the last one's a color. There is an MOQ of 40 boards with a maximum of 80 boards, and there are some detailed terms you should familiarize yourself if you're interested in joining this keyboard group by. Honestly, I like the uniqueness of this keyboard. The badges on top, that yin yang, is a very nice logo as keyboards go, and for the overall package, I think it's quite decent for some of the kits. If I didn't have so much other holiday spending and other projects I was working on, I'd definitely consider getting one of these keyboards. The second keyboard I want to talk about today is this very, very interesting one, this 87 TKL hosted by Elba Bass. Elba Bass has designed this gasket-mounted TKL that will be manufactured by ALF, and the gasket will be similar to the older 356 minis, with the gasket wrapping around the switches and resting on protrusions in the bottom case. It will have a 6.6 degree angle, and there will be options for a half and full plate, which is always refreshing to see. I'm always a fan of more and more half plates entering the community. This Intercheck is mostly seems like to show off the look of the keyboard and let people know about the gasket. There still are a few options that need to be decided, like whether to go with USB Mini or USB-C. USB-C, my dude, come on. Whether to support 6.5U spacebars, which that's a fair decision to think about. If a lot of the keyboards this nice, you might not want to. The keyboard will have an aluminum and polycarb versions with a weight, so I'm very interested to see how it develops, especially the polycarb with gasket. That's interesting. Next up, something going to be really exciting for a lot of people. The Holy Panda. The Holy Panda Switch on Mass Drop. Originally popularized by Quakums and myself and a few others, it's finally becoming affordable on Mass Drop. These tactile switches are running for a limited time, and you can order between 20 and 330 switches at prices between $1.80-ish, maybe 79 cents per switch, not counting shipping. Overall, these prices are leagues better than the marketplace standard, which is $3 to $4 a switch, which is way too expensive. So it looks like the story is that Mashup has paid for the molds to be repaired for the Panda housings, and they own the tooling for the Halo stem, so putting one and one together, they have the Holy Panda. Holy Pandas are honestly one of my favorite tactiles around, and I was lucky to be ahead of the curve and get all of mine for a reasonable price. Now I'm happy more people can get them for a reasonable price, because $4 per switch is kind of a big dump. They're good, they're not $4 a switch good. This will be shipping out May 20th, 2019. Next up is a bit interesting. Vinny Cordero posted this article on Keep Talk on Reddit, and the original article that he posted is by Brian Benchoff by Hackaday, and it points to a paper by Alec Peary and Susan Sormaz of Ohio University Russ College of Engineering and Technology. Brian's article summarizes the findings of the original paper, which is about RSI and about bottoming out. Bottoming out can cause RSI. It's just the repeated strain from bottoming out in that impact going up. So these researchers have 3D printed switch bottoms out of nylon for an MX switch and added little bumpers to the slider where they go up and down. Not the slider, but the switch bottom housing, which is a really interesting approach. In the past, we've always had dampening on the slider. These researchers have added it to the bottom housing. Very, very interesting an approach to solve bottoming out. But the truth is, the best way to solve bottom out is to train yourself not to bottom out. I'm currently working on that, and it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it is possible. And I think it's good that articles like this exist. And a hobby about, our physical connection to the digital world is always worth a consideration about how these devices affect us physically when we're using them on hours on end. No one wants to use an uncomfortable keyboard or one that may lead them to have long-term injury. Well, that's it for This Week in Keyboards. I hope you liked that. Thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, if you like what I do. There's a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I also have a Patreon if you want to get involved and support me even more. And if you want to hang out and talk, I have a Discord. All the links are down below. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy your week.